Hey everyone, it's Ace. Welcome back to another video. Over the weekend, I ran a pretty big poll asking you guys, how do you feel about the leaked 20-minute gameplay that we saw after Friday's playtest? And the majority of you agreed that you really like Battlefield 6 already, and then there was people who think it was mid and has potential, some who didn't like the movement, and some who liked the movement and the gunplay attached together. After that, since I cannot give my own input on the poll, obviously, I'm gonna give you a video of how I feel about the game. I usually don't like making opinionated videos about a super early product which isn't finished after they said that a lot of it is placeholder, but just for the sake of you having a video and you can have a clear opinion of what I think so far, if that game was to launch, let's say, tomorrow, how I would feel about it. So, if you're new here, hey, welcome, my name is Ace, I post 2-3 Battlefield videos, basically playing every Battlefield game I can get my hands on until Battlefield 6. So if this is something up your alley, then please consider leaving a like, comment, and a subscription. And without further wasting your time, let's get into the video. So the 20-minute gameplay, I saw it before it was taken down. I have it downloaded on my computer so I can check it when I wish, if I have to check something. The first thing that struck me immediately when I saw the video on YouTube was the art style, guys. The art style, the game, immediately diffed Battlefield 2042 for me, which the art style in that game, it looks like Play-Doh. It's super cartoonish and it's like somebody overdosed on the hue and vibration filters in Photoshop. That game is just, for me, overly colorful with a lack of contrast. It's like overly bright, if I make sense. It just didn't click with me, Battlefield 2042 art style. Then we have the predecessor of Battlefield 2042. The art style there of Battlefield 5, for me personally, was overly glossy. If you played Battlefield 5, you know exactly what I mean. Everybody glows. Your gun glows, the soldier glows. I know why they added that. It's because the visibility of the game is dog shit. So that was added so you can see people clearly. But I think the gloss definitely ruined the look of Battlefield 5 when it comes to the art style. And then everything is overly sharp as well. I'm talking about, for example, the rocks on the Vigil map, maybe rocks on Narvik or the houses. Everything is overly sharp. But in this game, in Battlefield 6, what I saw, that Altai Range type of map, Kunlun Mountains vibe, yeah, I saw those rocks, you know, for example, I'm just going to take the rocks, they had contrast, they had color, they had life to them, they weren't just some cartoonish rocks from Battlefield 2042, they looked really impressive. Then we have the physics on the vehicles, for example, the tank, there was a clip of a guy being in the middle of the flag, the infantry person, the person who was recording the video, and there was a tank getting hit by RPGs or the helicopter, and you could see like the reactive armor panels or whatever the hell those were on those Abrams tank falling off him, and you know that like his back was opening, you could see the diesel engine being exposed. I don't think we've ever had such a touch and attention to detail to, you know, physicality of vehicles. It looked absolutely impressive. Then we have the helicopter clip. I mean, that you probably saw, it was everywhere. When the helicopter got hit and, you know, they died or whatever, it didn't just explode like a piñata like it did in all the other Battlefield games, or just nosedived like some lifeless slump into the ocean like it would on Siege of Shanghai on Battlefield 4. No, it went into a death spiral, as you've seen in many movies, honestly. Black Hawk Down, my god, isn't it Black Hawk Down when the heli gets hit, he goes into a death spiral and then they crash down in the middle of the town? This is how it looked like to me. He went into a death spiral, there was smoke coming out of him, you could like hear some noises. It looked great, like the attention to detail was impressive. It immediately captured me. Those few details and the art style of the game was spectacular. Honestly, if they launched it like that right now, I wouldn't have any complaints with the game visually and the physicality I saw of the vehicles and the map. The gunplay slash gameplay and, you know, the meat that holds Battlefield together. What about that? Now, I know that a lot of it is placeholder because I've covered that in many videos. They said the recoil's placeholder, they said the UI is placeholder. For all we know, the entire gameplay we saw there is placeholder. Then there is also the factor of the person who was playing was like drooling all over the controller. I'm sorry, I have to be very negative about it, but you know, the gameplay, the person barely used any of the movement techniques, and yeah, his aim really wasn't on point. So it's very hard to tell just from that 20-minute clip. Honestly, I watched that thing maybe 3 times, the 20-minute gameplay. I couldn't find any instance of you know, any of these advanced movement techniques that they were talking about that the game possesses. I saw maybe like one slide, I didn't see one dolphin dive or him jumping off a you know, height so we could see the dodge roll. Nothing was showcased. So how that looks, honestly have no clue from this latest build. But what I did see immediately is the person is running. I mean, he knows how to press whatever keybind is for sprint on console. I never played on console, so I apologize there. And definitely to me, I will say immediately that the game is much slower than Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. If you think that soldier, like the modern Marine who was running there, was as fast as the Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 Marines, it's just false, guys. He really wasn't that fast. He was, to me, molasses slow in comparison to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I'm just talking about the movement speed. Forget about the movement mechanics that, like I said, we haven't seen those really being used properly. But just as a movement speed, it seemed very slow to me. In fact, from those charts, if you remember a couple of weeks ago when everything was dug up about the movement speed and people compared the movement speed of Battlefield Labs soldiers to Battlefield 1, they were slower than my elite class I'm playing right now on Monte Grappa. And I really think that probably isn't good for the game. Like, I'm okay with being slow in Battlefield 1, and I already stated officially that my opinion is I really personally will play whatever it is. I can play Battlefield 1 that has basically no movement, and most of my content on this channel is Battlefield 1 because I really enjoy the game. With all its problems, I do enjoy the game, and that should be a testament that I have no problem playing with games that have virtually no movement. Then we also have, on the other hand, I play a lot of BF3, I play a lot of Battlefield 5, there's also Battlefield 4 clips here and there, and I have no problem playing, you know, the more faster game that have some movement to them, even Battlefield 2042, you know? So whatever comes up, I'll adapt and I'm improve, you know? I also, you know, when Battlefield 5 came out, I never played a game that didn't have movement before it, you know? I got used to it very quick. I didn't find it too difficult for me personally, but I'm somebody who has played first-person shooters since a long time. I'm literally ancient at age 34, so for me it was okay. Then we have the gunplay. I have input from people who claimed they played that test, and I would not include this in this video by any stretch of the imagination. Have I not seen the 20-minute gameplay and basically seen for myself what they're speaking about? Basically, these two guys say that the gameplay, like the gunplay, seemed the same as Battlefield 2042, and yeah, I agree with them. I mean, I didn't see any Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 type of spread or fixed recoil. No, I saw Battlefield 2042 guys in the gunplay and how the guns handle, and they also sounded to me like Battlefield 2042. It's very, very plasticky, the guns that don't have much punch to them. So I am almost 90% certain that is not going to be the final product when it comes to the gunplay. So yeah, what I want to see is the soldiers being increased to the movement speed of at least Battlefield 3, just the movement speed without this squad sprint perk. I'll be okay with them just sitting at, you know, that baseline movement speed. And I want to see the updated, of course, gunplay and recoil system being close to... Honestly, my favorite gunplay, I guess, would be Battlefield 4. You know, it was very easy to get into that game, but it had, you know, a decent skill ceiling of mastering your weapons. You know, you couldn't just spam everything across the, you know, 50,000 kilometers away. There was, you know, burst techniques you needed to involve in your gun usage, also resetting your sights and so on. So yeah, I'll be okay with seeing that, honestly. So that basically sums up my opinion. So my final judgment of the 20-minute gameplay: the game has potential. I have honestly since Battlefield 4, honestly, haven't seen such potential in a Battlefield game. It really has a lot going for it, and I really hope they don't drop the ball now that they have a lot of steam ahead. And I hope they, of course, address some of the concerns I have. And if they don't, well, then they don't. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I appreciate you. If you're new here, like I said, I post 2 to 3 Battlefield this week, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Leave a like, comment, and a subscription. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.